Hello everybody. Seeing as it's Christmas, and seeing as I've now been on YouTube for 3 years, I think it was about time I started up a whole new video series. This one's probably not going to be as fun as all the rest of them, but you know, it might interest the intellectuals among you. As you probably guessed from the thumbnail of this video, this is going to be Diablo's Urban Dictionary. Now, what this whole thing is going to be about is I'm going to pick a random word in the English language that might be used a lot or might not be used at all very often. Say what the word is, give the explanation of the word, and wherever possible provide some kind of video footage of what actually is showing how this word is used. So, say if I pick the word bastard, let's just throw it out there. Say I pick the word bastard. Obviously, a bastard is an illegitimate child, so I would try to find videos of illegitimate children, or people talking about illegitimate children. Yeah, well, especially gameplay footage. That would be really great if you had a gameplay footage about illegitimate children. So yeah, there's not going to be any game footage in this video because I actually can't find any game footage for this particular word. I found some footage of the true definition of this word, but I decided against using it for multiple reasons. But the word I'm going to talk about today is hypocrisy. Now, hypocrisy, and or being a hypocrite, is the following. Just consult my dictionary here. Yeah, I've got an online dictionary. Hypocrisy is a state of promoting or administering virtues, moral or religious beliefs or principles, etc., that one does not actually have and is also guilty of violating. Hypocrisy often involves the deception of others, and this can be considered a kind of a lie. So let's take one that let's take something that I know about. I play a lot of computer games. I play a lot of violent computer games. I play computer games of all kinds, really. Now, if I was to say, oh, I fucking hate everyone who plays computer games, then that would be hypocritical. Because not only am I lying, I do not hate everyone who plays computer games at all, but also I play computer games myself. Therefore, I would be saying I hate myself. So that's basically hypocrisy right there. Same as if I smoked and said I hate all people that smoke. That would pretty much be the same. I mean, I myself could say, oh, no, I love smoking. It's one of the best things in the world, even though I actually don't smoke. Some people would say that with sarcasm, but that's depending on the tone of your voice. Whereas hypocrisy is just what it is. Hypocrisy will always be hypocrisy. It's like if I shot someone because I believed that well, if I shot someone because he was a murderer, and I don't like people who kill people, well, you've just shot someone, so, and you've just killed him, so, like, there you go. That's very hypocritical of you, isn't it? That's basically what hypocrisy is. Now, as I said, it's very difficult to find videos of hypocrisy. Especially in computer games. There's not much hypocrisy in computer games. But I guess there's a little bit of hypocrisy if you count Command & Conquer Alert 2. Because you've got the character Einstein, who's always saying that he doesn't like wars, and he's only a scientist. Yeah, everything he seems to make in the game allows you to kill more people, basically. So he makes weapons of war, but he doesn't like violence. That's very hypocritical of him there. And I think that would be the only video that I could use to put on the end of this. But as I've just explained it, really wouldn't be much point in that. But in future episodes of Diablo's Urban Dictionary, there will be video footage of these particular words, with the permission of those who made the video. Obviously. Actually, I might try and dig out a bit of Red Alert 2 of Einstein there. Maybe. It depends what I feel like. So yeah, hypocrisy. It's not really a word that's used very often. And normally the only people that use the word hypocrite or hypocrisy are usually hypocrites themselves. Like someone will say, oh well, you're just a hypocrite, and in fact they're also a hypocrite, which is fucking hilarious. The same can be said about a lot of words, really. They're normally only used by people who are or are not, or who like or don't like whatever it is they're talking about. So in life, there's a shitload of hypocrisy. See if I can think of any notable pieces of hypocrisy that I've come across lately. Ew, that sounds disgusting. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. Hypocrisy. Oh, here's a brilliant bit of hypocrisy. People who carry weapons in the interest of self-defense. Now, I have done this myself. I've carried a weapon in the interest of self-defense, and in some ways I still do. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I was actually arrested for carrying a knife in a public place a few years ago, and I actually, back then, I used to say I hate people who carry weapons when they're out in the street, because, you know, there's no need to carry a weapon at all, even in the interest of self-defense. But then, as this whole knife culture exploded and people were like stabbing each other left, right and centre, there was that stabbing in London, fatal stabbing, and there was one in Manchester or somewhere, and of course the government and the police and everything started that whole knife armistice thing, where you could go down to a local police station and hand in your knives, no questions asked. And even though that was going on, people were still knifing each other, and so I always kept going, oh, I hate people who carry knives. I mean, what's the point? And then it came to the point where I had to start carrying one myself, because of, you know, factors of what was going on in the town and everything. and so I started carrying a weapon myself. And so I was a bit hypocritical there. I'm not proud of it. One thing that really annoys me are people who will be convicted of a crime or whatever, and they just sort of go, "Oh yeah, I've been convicted of a crime. Yeah, I'm better than everyone else." And like, if you've got an ASBO, it's considered cool or something, you know. I've always hated that sort of person, and I'll never become that sort of person. I mean, I'm not proud of the fact that I was caught carrying a knife in a public place. I just think it was very hypocritical of me for actually carrying it after saying that I hate the fact that people carry it. Which it was very hypocritical. That's the very definition of hypocrisy right there. Christians are very hypocritical in many ways. But I don't want to get into a religious debate right now. It's 2:30 in the morning on Christmas Day. I really don't want to start a whole debate about the hypocritical features of Christianity or any religions for that matter. I think the British government is very hypocritical in many ways. In fact, in fucking lots of ways. One of the ways that the British government is very hypocritical is they decided to send our soldiers out to wherever the fuck we are now, in the interest of keeping the peace, you know, as a pacification movement. Pacification meaning not killing anybody and stopping people from killing people, you know, pacifists and everything. But we've ended up actually having to kill people. That's very hypocritical. It's the government's fault. The royal family are very hypocritical. One way I can think of is every member of the royal family apparently has to do a certain amount of time in the armed forces. I believe Prince Harry is currently out in the armed forces now somewhere. Camp Bastion, I think, wherever that is. And today's Christmas Day, and he's going to be carving a Christmas turkey out there, apparently. But the hypocritical part about it is they all have to serve time in the armed forces, but they never see any action. They all have to be a soldier or whatever for a certain amount of time, but they never get to see any action because they're members of the royal family. You know, they're at high risk of being kidnapped or whatever, and so like, they're always stationed somewhere where there's fuck all action at all. So like, what's the point in having to do a bit of national service if you're not going to see any action? I mean, I'm sure if you asked him, Prince Harry would want to get out there on the front line and kill himself some bad guys. I mean, who wouldn't? Why would you join the army to sit there and do nothing? I mean, look at the Normandy beach landings. Even the fucking medics were shooting people. It's like, oh yes, it's like me sitting there going, I'm going to be a bank robber, but I'm not going to rob any banks. Yeah, it's a bit pointless and very hypocritical, really. It's like, why send them out there to do national service that they're not actually going to get to do any? I mean, yes, killing people isn't the be-all and end-all of being a soldier, but it's part of it, and I think if you had to go out there and do your part, then you should have to be killing people, or whatever, you know. Go through the varied roles of a soldier, you know, be a driver, be a tank commander, be a logistics person, and if you're going to be a foot soldier, or an infantryman, then obviously you're going to want to be on the front line killing people, with the risk of being shot to death, just like all the other soldiers. I mean, it's a very hypocritical thing to send someone out there as a soldier and not let them see any action. It reminds me of this film I watched to do with a sniper. They told him to get in position, and he was waiting there for days and days and days, and finally he had a perfect shot. And when it came time for him to take the shot, they said no, he couldn't take the shot because they were going to bomb the place anyway. So he didn't get to take his shot, which would fucking annoy the hell out of me. I'd be like, why send me out there as a fucking sniper? Tell me to wait here for days just to not let me fire my shot. Bloody pointless. He was going to die anyway, why not let me shoot him? No one could report that he'd been shot because they'd all be fucking dead. And it's bloody stupid and very hypocritical. So, now what would be the highest form of hypocrisy is if I sat here and said I don't like videos of people waffling on about nothing. Because I myself make videos waffling on about nothing. That would be very hypocritical of me, wouldn't it? Yeah, so I don't really know how this video series is gonna work. I don't know how to finish these videos. I've not really thought them through. Guessing the best thing to do would be to ask you all as the YouTube community if you've ever encountered some elements of hypocrisy, or even been a hypocrite yourself about something. Leave it in the comments, and basically, yeah, that's it. Do that. I'm sure a lot of you out there have spotted an awful lot of hypocrisy in your time, or been a bit of a hypocrite. One last instance of hypocrisy on my part is I'm always talking about how I hate the fact that kids have sex too young. It's like there's an age limit of 16 for a reason. Why are kids having sex at 12, 13? When I myself had a bit, not a lot, but a bit of underage sex. I'm always saying I hate how people are having underage sex when I in fact did it myself. That's very hypocritical of me. And I admit that, but back when I did it, it wasn't as bad as it is now. Because back when I did it, people were waiting till they were about at least 15. Well, most people were waiting till the majority of people waited till there was at least 15. So it's still bad, but it wasn't terrible. People are now doing it at like 12 years old, and then they fucking sit on buses shouting at each other across the bus about how they fingered their girlfriend last night or whatever, and you just want to lean across and headbutt the fuckers. But yeah, I think I'm very hypocritical in that fact. I often say I hate underage sex. And so yeah, that was one last piece of hypocrisy on my part there. And so yeah, as I previously said, if you've encountered any hypocrisy or been a hypocrite yourself, pop it in the comments below. And yeah, and thank you for watching, and have a nice Christmas.